This is why
We're establishing
people
a new character.
don't like Superman comics.
Right. Yes.
Because this crap.
Hey, everyone, welcome to Back. Here's some Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Tiffany.
It's been a long time since we've had this combo of hosts on the show, and I
Has
thought
it really been a long time?
I think it has. At least it has been since I thought, oh, we should do a part 2 to our epic John Byrne reboot of Superman, because we have this whole volume. We did Man of Steel, which was the mini-series that explains the Superman origin post-crisis, or the Marvel origin, because originally Marvel was going to buy DC, and they had this whole suite of plans, and John Byrne, of course, was a Marvel guy, and they were going to have him reboot Superman, and they were like, oh, just take that, file the serial numbers off. Actually, no, keep the serial numbers on, because it's still Superman, and there were still going to be separate universes anyway, but in any case...
keep that, just lie about, like,
where
the
you
fact
came
that it
from
was
it.
going to be used for this other thing.
Exactly. And so, post-crisis Superman, which is deeply weird and esoteric and thrown away piecemeal. Like every 5 or 10 years, they're like, get rid of that thing and replace it with a Golden Age thing. Or a radio thing, or a movie thing, or an idea from whole cloth that we have in the 90s, whatever. But there will still be shades of the post-crisis origin all the way up to like Superman the movie from 2025. Like there's so much from here that informs who Superman is. And I don't know why we accepted it. And then New 52, we're like, no!
I was just going to say.
This is sacred! And it's like, is it sacred? It's weird. Clark Kent is a football star?
Nobody likes it.
No!
People just sort of tolerate it.
They accepted it or were born into it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, that's what's written down. I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah, I think it's like when you have a friend over to your house and they think your house smells weird, but really it smells real. Like, no, this is home. And then you go someplace else and you're like, Anyway.
You're like, is it me?
Yeah, is it me? Do I smell like that? Anyway. But there's more in this collection that's in the comments down below. You should check it out. And in fact, this episode is brought to you by a little channel called ComicPop Returns. It is a secondary channel that we created about 4 or 5 years ago where all of our podcasts, if you're wondering, if you're a longtime viewer of this show and a subscriber of this channel, you might be like, where'd all those other shows you made go? They all went to the other channel because YouTube hates us. If you're like, man, I wish I saw more of Tiffany, it sucks that she's not on most episodes of Back Issues. Well, guess what? You can see her every single week on Off the Rack live and talk to her through comments, of course, or chats. But in any case, check out ComicPop Returns. There's a link somewhere either above Tiffany or in the comments. Either way, subscribe to that channel and check out all the stuff we make. So many podcasts and comic book creator interviews. If you like this, you'll love that. Check it out. So there's so much more in this book, and I was like, let's do more.
Well, I mean, there should be. There's a lot of pages in that book.
I know, but it seems like...
It's not like they had the one story, and then they're like, just...
Well, the cover seems to suggest that it's just Man of Steel, and it's like, it is demonstrably not. In fact, it's not even just the John Byrne stuff. This collection involves John Byrne and Dick Giordano and Jerry Ordway and Marv Wolfman working together to give you the suite of Superman books. Because in 1987, when they relaunched Superman, they didn't or did relaunch Action Comics. It's more like they resurrected Action Comics and kept the old numbering.
I guess because that was the original.
It's the original. There's a legacy there. I mean, when you get up to like 450 issues, you want to keep that. Even though you're also trying not to confuse your new readers, but whatever.
Right.
So,
do you think that was like throwing a bone
I think
to the
so.
old timers? Like, no, we keep Action Comics
Yeah.
going. And maybe they put less of the new shit
No,
into
the new
it?
stuff is, it's in this collection. No, and I can
includes Action
imagine
Comics.
like Marv Wolfman and Jerry Ordway being kind of confused.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm doing Action and it's in the 400s, but I still have to do all the stuff that Byrne's doing.
Right.
And am I making stuff up? Like, things will happen in Action Comics, and I'm like, boy, you're just going for it. Like, not inventing a new character, they do that too, but rather just starting in media res. And I'm like, because at that point, stuff had been happening pre-crisis in DC that they were like, that's kind of working.
Right, we don't want to throw that away.
But other things aren't. So we're throwing everything away, but also, you know, we're remembering some of our things. Like, for example, pre-crisis, Clark was a TV news reporter because back then, that was the most trusted source for news. So now he's a newspaper reporter again.
Right. Interesting.
But a lot of other things are made up or introduced here, including long-standing characters like Cat Grant and Professor Hamilton. So, you know, that's kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Or I forgot.
Well, either
I
way.
didn't even know Professor Hamilton, but Cat Grant
Yeah,
was the name I remember for some
exactly. Made up for this.
It's 584 and 587.
There you go.
reason. Yeah.
There's a lot of action.
Adventures of Superman.
Yes, Adventures of Superman also relaunches in this.
And the Who's Who update.
Yeah.
So
That's an interesting thing about, by the way,
But-
because there was a title called Who's Who in the DCU, and it was just an encyclopedia that published like as a regular newsstand comic book edition. And for all these characters that are introduced, they have an entry. That way you know who they are. And John Byrne argued with them because in the Who's Who entry, they described him as the third iteration of Superman. And Byrne's like, no, it's just Superman. If we're gonna commit, then this is Superman. And that might also be why in the 2000s people were like, how dare you change him? This is Superman. It's like, there's another character in Crisis and also Infinite Crisis called Superman Prime, which suggests he's more Superman than Superman.
yeah, or at least the main Superman.
Right?
Or like the first one.
Or the
Right?
first one.
But Byrne had argued with them about naming him the third Superman, and so they didn't. And then he went back on it and was like, oh, you know what, actually?
I don't know why I threw such a fit about that.
Right,
It's fine.
and I know why you did, but also he was like, that may have explained better to readers
What the fuck
why
was
he's
happening?
so different.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, in hindsight.
Uh-huh.
Mistakes were
Thanks,
made.
John. Right. So we're gonna start post Man of Steel. So if you're wondering about all that, there's a whole great episode we just did, the Man of Steel miniseries. That is a prequel to Superman's post-crisis debut, because when they relaunched Action and Adventures of Superman and relaunched Superman, they want him to be Superman and not to have any like confusion or weirdness. It'll still be kind of fresh, you know? Superman and Lois' relationship will still be early, but not as early as Man of Steel. Man of Steel is like,
Right.
here's his origin, and it jumps through time as that miniseries goes to get you acclimated to like the status quo.
Getting the hits in.
Getting the hits in.
Which is 100% not what they would do now. Now they would throw you in the middle of it and you'd get
That's what they
flashbacks.
did. Oh, that's what they did in the New 52. They were
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
we're here. And they did launch Action Comics with Grant Morrison, and that was going to be the prequel series that explains Superman's new origin that contradicted deeply all the stuff that Superman had been doing in present day in the New 52, because there was virtually no communication between any of the other creators, including George Perez, who quit the book in frustration because he was told he could do whatever he wanted and then found out, no, actually, we prefer what Grant Morrison's doing, so you're gonna have to go with what he's doing. And he's just like, what the crap are you doing? It's almost like you launched the New 52 with no plan. And they were like, now you're getting it. So Superman #1, I loved this first issue cover because it relaunches Metallo, and you're like, whoa, that's just the Terminator. Yes,
Nice.
he doesn't look like that in the book.
Oh.
The cover is editorial license. He might look like that, but he won't in this issue.
You know what's funny is I looked at this cover and I thought to myself, how quickly do you think they're all like, this might be the most clever thing we've ever put on a cover.
Yeah,
It's your first issue, Superman, and it could be your last.
I loved it. As a kid,
But they're all
loved it.
Really? I don't like that. I was like,
I think it's fun. Listen, is that any more hokey than when they introduced Kitty Pryde and it said, welcome to the X-Men, Ms. Pryde. Hope you survive the experience.
no, I think that this is more hokey.
The idea of having like a conversation on the title or on the cover page is hokey inherently.
That's fair.
Like
All right.
we're talking to Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like is
They wanted to-
Metallo saying this to him?
Yeah, who's
Presumably.
talking right now? It's the narrator. It's
Yeah,
the
it's the
narrator
omniscient
telling you what's
narrator.
happening with our intrepid hero.
That's
They want it
right.
to be like a serial or something.
Yeah, kinda. It's an
Yeah.
homage.
Okay.
So
Sure.
Superman tears through the wall of a building and he's like, ha, I'm here, bitches, let's go. And you're like, whoa. I mean, Superman's looking delighted. He's very pure look on his face.
Yeah, he's not like angry. He's just
No.
like, hey.
Hey, I'm just tearing through this wall.
Hey, this wall's in my way. He's
Oh.
avoiding the tiger conversation. He's like, there is no door.
There's no door, so there's no tiger.
Because I just walked through a
Yeah.
wall.
So Superman tears through this wall and he's like, oh, anybody here? And no one's there.
Superman tear through this wall.
Ripped from the headlines of the time. Superman just kind of like makes himself at home in this secret lab. The idea being that his baby birthing matrix pod is gone from its original resting place. And he's like, crap. So he traces it back to this lair. And while he's making himself at home, he's looking around and he's seeing that this lair is full of Superman stuff. Not like his
Like merch?
It's more like readouts.
He's like, this is where they make all his hats.
It's mostly just like breakdowns of his height, weight, where he's from, or what he's doing.
This is a real creep somewhere.
It's a real creep show that is obsessed with Superman and figuring out who he is. And there is a dead old man gnarled on a table somewhere. And Superman's like, whoa, this guy's dead. And
gnarled.
Superman uses his superness to discover that this guy has been dead for about 6 weeks or something. He also uses his microscopic vision to check his fingerprints and sees that the fingerprints are the same as the fingerprints that led him to where he is in the first place. There's this guy's place.
Okay.
And now he's dead. And
Like
there's
his house?
it's more like a
Or like his compound from the looks of
That's
it?
right. Yes, yes. So Superman also discovers a convenient vat of acid nearby. And he's like, whoa, that is a dangerous amount of acid. It's not so dangerous. Like, he puts his hand in it and like he goes, wow, it's not so dangerous that it would corrode me, but it is enough to melt a body. And looking into it, I can see that there's bone fragments in there. So
Oh no, there's someone in there. Did they release the bones?
someone used that Rick and Morty are under there, just like, oh no, I hope Superman leaves.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Why is there a vat of acid?
There's a murder afoot. Someone killed this old man and then dumped them in this. No, someone murdered this old man, but didn't put him in the acid.
But someone else was in the acid.
Yes, someone else went in the acid.
You know what it is? The
Not
old
the
man
dead guy,
killed
though.
him,
No.
and then he died from lifting him up because you're not supposed to lift anything above your heart after a certain age.
That's right.
So it
That's
killed him.
probably
That's
it.
good advice. So Superman's like, okay, this is a crime scene, and there's also way too much info here that might lead to my identity being revealed.
Right.
So I'm gonna need to like quarantine this area. So what he does
I
is
use my authority as Superman to just abscond with this.
Oh, don't worry. He has credentials. He says, I'm a duly appointed representative of the like special crimes unit of Metropolis or whatever. Like, I am a deputy.
You just
And so I'm allowed to do this.
you're making shit up, aren't
Well,
you?
no, he says it right there.
He
I
probably
meant,
showed up one day.
I meant Superman
Oh,
just
yeah.
making shit up.
He probably like came by for like a publicity like photo op, and they're like, Superman, you're an honorary
Right?
like Metropolis deputy, and they
Yeah.
gave him a little badge, and it's like, okay, that is
Okay.
legal weight, got
Yes.
it.
I'm also a certified breast inspector. And when they gave me the key to the city, that means I'm allowed to go in any room in the city.
Superman, we're gonna have to have a long conversation
Yeah, about metaphors.
what they mean.
So, cutting to the quick about this, Superman carves the compound and the ground beneath it out of the earth and then lifts it up and leaves it in space because the cold vacuum of space
Will
airless,
preserve all
will
the
preserve
evidence.
all the evidence so I can deal with this later.
Well, at least he does something that is super inconspicuous
Yeah.
with this.
Like,
hey, was there always a big hole?
where the address of this building used to be.
You know what? Here's your delivery.
He also points out, while he had to use his strength to lift the compound, when he flew it, that's a different power set. And he found that it's easier to fly this than lift it because we're trying to explain
What?
how Superman flies, and technically it's telekinesis. So Superman creates a field.
What?
Yeah, Superman doesn't fly, he pushes with a field around himself.
talk about this last
We've
time?
talked about this in other stories over the vast career that we've had here on this channel.
Yeah.
Let's just not get into it. It's more
They're
that
trying to explain
we're
how his
trying to
powers work
occasionally
in
build
the
up.
post-crisis world.
Yes, because people are asking these questions. It's a post-Dark Knight Returns world. We need to explain this shit. And Grant Morrison would tell you, no, you don't. Leave it alone, laddie.
I agree.
You're making it worse.
You're not wrong. I'm just saying. So Superman flies it into space. He's like, I'll deal with that later. He doesn't. So it's in the same type of orbit as the moon.
He puts that at a Lagrange point, where the gravities of the Earth and Moon combine to create an area of stability.
There you go.
So it's like a point where the Earth, Moon gravity is equal.
Yes.
So it'd be closer to the Moon because the Moon's smaller.
Right.
But yeah, that's okay.
Sure.
Sure.
Why not? And the reason why he needs to do this now and not like get to the bottom of this mystery is because he promised Lois that he'd go on a date with her. And I'm not missing that shit. Because I'm not Spider-Man or something. So the date is that they are going jogging. And so Clark puts on his dorkiest jogging uniform.
He's like-
which is just gray.
He's like, I am down.
He's 4 minutes late. Lois gives him the business for that. He is also so confident because he's Superman, but also
Right.
because he's an asshole. He's like, come on, Lois, it was 4 minutes. And she's like, I guess I owe you 4 minutes, but still, that's kind of messed up that you like made me wait. And he's like, come on, whatever. And she's like, don't forget that also, I used to be the premier reporter in this town. You come in out of nowhere, and then you interview Superman. And now, because of that, not to mention all the books he's written, because Clark Kent is a Pulitzer Prize winning author.
That's right, because he cheats.
Because he cheats, yeah.
Because he's a big cheater.
He's a big stinky cheater. I mean, he's cheating in as much as he's interviewing himself.
He's
That's
lying about the fact that he isn't Superman.
Right.
As
Yeah,
Clark Kent.
why don't you write an article about somebody else?
Well, I could write one about Batman, what an asshole he is. Or I can write a book. He's written a number of books that people are very impressed with. Those are also showcasing his writing prowess. Anyway, Lois getting edged out. Because of that interview, Lois is not getting the top billing anymore. Clark is becoming the number one news reporter.
But that is definitely
Which is
cheating.
messed up.
That
That
is
is
messed up. Like,
cheating.
Lois is too high up on her horse. I need to bring her down.
Does he say that?
No, I'm just editorializing. But it is a John Byrne book.
Well, that is what will happen, though.
That is what will happen. Because he also thinks, while she's giving him some sass, it's like, she would just swoon into unconsciousness
If
if
she
I
knew
was Superman.
Right.
I want her
win
to
her by
like.
beating her.
I want her to like Clark. And I think
but
that's
like-
the idea, is that Superman is interpreting the way to woo Lois as she wants to be challenged. She wants an equal.
yeah, but you're still cheating. Like,
Right,
you're not
but like that's
winning.
how I have to beat Lois.
No, you don't.
The only way to beat Lois is to cheat because she's so unbeatable, you see. Isn't that complimentary and nice?
No.
Wouldn't you feel flattered by that?
Well, she wants me to beat her because, not beat her
No,
like
she
beat her
wants me to
senseless.
beat her.
She wants me,
Yeah.
because she doesn't know it, but since I am Superman,
Right, I could beat her in anything.
she wants to go out with Superman.
Exactly.
Right? But the only way she's gonna is if she gets with Clark Kent.
That's right.
So Clark Kent needs to cheat.
Yeah.
Superman wouldn't need to cheat. He'd just be like, I'm Superman, and she'd be down.
Yeah.
But because I'm Clark Kent, I gotta trick her so that she'll thank me later when I'm like, hey, I'm Superman.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad you dated me?
You know what I don't want? I don't want like a couple of years of her being like, oh my God, but do I love Clark? Like I loved Superman, but am I forgiving Clark because of all the Superman action I'm getting? No, we're cutting through that by just having you fall in love with Clark. Is that any different from You've Got Mail?
I never saw You've Got Mail.
Neither did I.
Okay, well, trust me when I say I think exactly the same thing.
It feels very 80s into 90s.
It is duplicitous.
Yep.
And one has direct control over the other. And you just have to go with it because you like the natural charisma of the leads. So while Clark Kent and Lois are on their jog date, they notice that one of the banks is being robbed, or that there's some commotion going on at the bank. And Lois is like, I'm going in. And Clark's like, hey, Perry said you can't do that anymore.
Oh, were you a narc for Perry now?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to lose my job. I'm already doing better than you know what I mean? But no, he's like, Perry says don't throw yourself into harm's way. Like, the planet won't insure you. And she's like, well, Perry can stuff it. You can just follow along. So she runs in, and they find that the doors have been pried open, like by a Superman, lowercase. And then this dude just grabs Lois like, hey, I've got you. Tell everybody that I can beat Superman. I'm the greatest. And you're like, who is this dude?
Is he wearing a towel, or is it a
It's
vest?
I think it's, or a scarf. I think it's a towel. Oh no, it's a vest.
It's a vest.
It's a vest that he had taken.
It's his.
No, it's just
a cool vest.
draped strangely. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
just a vest.
terry cloth
Okay.
vest.
That's right.
Okay.
Wicks away moisture and looks stylish at the same time.
No, it does not.
This is John Corbin. It's Metallo.
Oh, this is Metallo. Okay.
It's Metallo. And so Clark goes in to try and save Lois, and he's a good thing Clark works out so I can plausibly explain how I'm going to beat this guy and save Lois, so she can fall in love with Clark Kent authentically.
Right.
And this dude backhands Clark over a teller desk. And he's like,
Oh.
okay, I'm able to ascertain that the backhand I took would have hurt me as Clark, but wouldn't have killed me as Clark. Like, it's not that I'm Superman and that's how I didn't die. Okay, fine. And that's just so that you can understand, because John Corbin's going to punch Superman, and Superman's gonna be like, whoa, I felt that. But if he used the same force to hit Clark, then it's like, this dude meant to kill Clark, and he'd be like, well, how is Clark Kent still walking around when I hit him with the same force that could have killed Superman? You must be, see, we get rid of that.
Yeah, but if
We're thinking ahead.
But if he did, then what?
Right, then
Clark?
what indeed?
Yeah. What if he had hit Clark hard enough to kill him?
Then I would have had to kill him.
So this implies Metallo is intentionally not killing Clark.
That's right.
He's like, I don't kill people.
Well, no,
Or
he's
I'm not
like-
going to kill this guy right now for some reason.
That, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Though he does seem pretty sadistic. And as he is tormenting Lois, we get flashbacks to the old man who's talking
Oh, that old man.
seemingly directly to the reader, but these are memories that John Corbin is having of the old man talking to Corbin. Because John Corbin, we don't even get it. Like, I was like, where's the origin of John Corbin? John Corbin was a real guy who got into an automobile accident and was savagely
And turned
injured.
into a puppet.
Yeah. He was almost dead when this old man scientist, Professor Emmett Vale, the old man who's also gnarled and dead in space right now, he must have like a police band radio and is just trolling traffic accidents because he's there opportunistically when Corbin is in an automobile accident and marred near death. Then Vale recovers Corbin, brings him to his lair, his anti-Superman lair, which we saw as compound.
How does he recover him? Without the cops being like, hey,
Right.
you can't take
just
that
take
guy.
He needs to go to the
the
hospital.
ambulance is coming to get him.
Nah, I got it. So he leaves with him. That's why we don't show it.
He's got a medal. He's got a badge from the city too.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he stole an ambulance?
We don't know. We don't care.
Right, moving on.
Moving on. Who cares?
Okay.
So
Well,
Vale
we're explaining every iota of
Superman's
Superman.
powers because
Yeah.
that's what people want to know.
Right, they don't care about the Professor whatever.
Like when
whose name I've
Superman
already forgotten.
pees in the toilet, how does he not just blow a hole through?
porcelain.
Well, he restrains himself.
Yeah, he holds it back.
Maybe Kryptonians don't pee
Yeah, but no, they do.
or defecate their bowels.
They have to.
Which would where does that go?
So Professor Vale absconds with John Corbin's half-dead body and then essentially doppels his brain into Metallo, into the robot body.
Oh, he built a robot totally separately.
Yeah, and then dumps John Corbin's real body into that convenient vat of acid we were referring to earlier. Those bones are John's bones.
Okay, so he is 100% robot.
He with a brain, with a flesh brain in the skull.
Well, that seems dangerous.
Is it Corbin's brain?
It is Corbin's brain.
Okay, so he just removes the brain.
Yeah, he pops the brain out from
sticks
Corbin's
it in the
body and
robot.
pops it into Metallo's body.
Okay, that's
very
horrific.
Frankenstein?
Yeah, we're going
Yeah.
with kind of like a throwback anyway. We don't showcase that. There's no sequence where he's like, it's alive. But we do get like a haunting visual of all those things happening from John Corbin's POV. You know, we're watching Vale like go, you're my creation. Like, look at you. You're beautiful. And you can see like he's got his fleshy face. Like he looks like whatever this version of John Corbin looks like, but he still has Metallo hands, and he's like, now put on these special latex rubber gloves that are also simulating human flesh, and now you have hands and digits and stuff. Like, it's just...
Now we don't have to worry about all that robot
Think about
stuff.
Wait, he's like, I used to look like that.
Yeah, that's not you anymore.
No, now
Into
you're...
the acid you go,
What? Actually, I'm gonna have you do that.
Yeah.
It's cathartic.
right? Now,
Put your
Just
own body in
symbolically
the
put
acid.
the old body behind
you're
you.
going to bury yourself.
Right.
Why would Vale do this? Why would he make a Metallo
Yeah, why
at
does he
all?
hate Superman so much? Superman, what did he do?
He's a racist. Oh, no. Vale hates that Superman is an alien.
How does he know?
Yeah, Superman doesn't even know he's an alien.
I know, but he suspected that aliens were real and were coming, and so he'd been watching the skies, and he tracked Superman's landing 20 some odd years ago, and then found it, recovered it, pulled the information out of it, translated the L's message to Cal, and gleaned all the information about Krypton, Superman's original birthing, and, as an added bonus, discovered a rare element that was attached to the birthing matrix, a piece of his original homeworld
That's irradiated?
that's irradiated, called kryptonite, which
Wow, what a...
which Vale, a character we meet who's already dead, names kryptonite because he finds out the name of the planet from the elves.
Hold on.
From the elves, right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. When does he get all this information?
He gets it
Over
a
20
little
years.
bit. No, Vale has been planning this for 20 years. He tracked the landing, but inevitably found the birthing matrix sometime between Man of Steel and here.
Because, like...
Brings it here.
We found the
But don't...
unoccupied birthing matrix
Yes,
after the
after-
Kents recovered.
Did the Kents not take it with them?
No, they buried it someplace off-site so that they could have plausible deniability.
Yep, yeah. Adopted by an unsuspecting human couple. planted in our midst, a viper.
Yeah, because he's like, there's an alien. They must be conquerors.
Right.
And James Gunn's like, I'm sorry, what? That's a great idea.
So this, yeah, you could have done this where it's like that opening or the cover where it's like, it's your first issue, Superman, and someone already knows your identity. Like,
Yeah.
and
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
He's already dead.
It's too late.
Vale uses the kryptonite to power Metallo because it's, radioactive.
Sure. That explains how he's able to build this sophisticated robot,
Yes.
even though he's a crazy person.
Yep. So we get all that while Corbin starts slapping the shit out of Superman.
Yeah. That's okay.
Meanwhile,
because it's boring.
Yeah, it's boring exposition. Who needs
so we
all
got to
that?
have some.
Except it isn't, because it's actually kind of fascinating. I'm interested to see how this guy figured it all out and
we don't get to see
we're
that. All you
attributing
see
it
is
to this rando.
him yelling.
Yeah.
You don't get to see him
Originally,
doing
it was
things.
punctuated by the fight, but then we're like, oh shit, I have way too much more to explain. Okay.
Yeah, well, let me just do a whole page.
Here's a whole page
9-panel
of
grid where he
flashbacks.
talks about it. Okay.
So Metallo, John Corbin, is just beating the tar out of Superman, which, by the way, he didn't originally have a problem with, but eventually realizes through his power, he's like, man, I can beat Superman. There's a couple of issues of John Byrne's Superman that begin where he's like, Superman's pretty powerful. If I could beat him, maybe I could beat anybody. All right. And it's like, okay, I guess that's a lesson. So Corbin's beating the shit out of Superman, and also we see that he's able to harness the power of the kryptonite through his eyes. Like his eyes are green. They don't blast kryptonite radiation.
No.
But it's just, it draws his superpower away from him. So he becomes more normal as a result. And weaker and more susceptible to injury. Which, by the way, Superman's never experienced or encountered before, so we're seeing Superman's reaction.
Superman's like, is this what it feels like to be you? Ew, ew.
I hate it.
my
No,
God,
he's not
I'm
like
so
that.
weak.
No, he's more like getting the tar beat out of him by an effing robot, and he's like, what the hell is happening? He didn't even know the guy's a robot. He's just like, this strong guy is beating the living shit out of me.
Right.
So,
Am I not as great as I thought I was?
yep. So Superman's almost choked to death by Corbin when the cops kick in the door and just blow Corbin away.
Oh.
Just like, okay, blah, 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 blah. And he goes down, and
They're
Superman's like, whoa.
He's attacking an officer
Yeah.
of the law in Superman.
He's a deputy. He's an official deputy.
So he goes down, and Superman's like, whew, good thing that guy's dead. He was a problem.
I was going to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Because I have this whole
Lois, like,
no-kill thing, and I don't know how that was going to go.
I don't know how that's gonna go. So Lois is like, "What are you? What's going on? What's like? We need to get you out of here." And he's like, "That's all right. Now that he's over there
It's-
and down, I'm feeling a lot better." Okay.
It's totally fine. And when Clark writes about this, it's going to be nothing but glory and everything Superman.
Oh, Lois goes to check on Clark, and she finds there's a hole in the ground where Clark was, which is of course where Superman tunneled and then changed his outfit and went down. And
Right.
she immediately is like, obviously Superman must have recovered Clark and tunneled their way out of there, and he deposited Clark someplace
Right,
safe.
because they're good friends.
Because they're good friends and, they have a rapport, which is, of course, that's how we explain all these other things. Like,
Right.
Superman and Clark have a rapport. That's how we got that great interview.
Right.
Because they're friends. That also allows me to explain how I don't die in every encounter where Superman shows up.
But then wouldn't you pepper
How'd you
Clark
meet?
with questions about how he came to be such good friends with Superman, and he's the only person
Yeah.
who's such good friends with Superman?
Right? Conveniently enough, no
Isn't
one else
that
knows
weird?
Superman. No one but Clark, a hayseed
Wouldn't
from
the
Kansas.
whole world be asking Clark questions about his
No,
association
they're just-
with Superman?
He's just such a wordsmith. They're just so enchanted by his prose that they're
yeah, well,
completely blown away.
I mean, I guess Superman's a big fan of me, just like all you all are.
Right.
Because I'm Clark Kent, Pulitzer Prize winning journalist,
Cheater.
author.
Can't argue with that. All right, carry on.
What?
So
It's just something about that Clark guy.
I just like him.
I want to question all these things he's telling
his
me, but
holes
that's
in his
no
story,
real
but-
explanation. But I can't bring myself.
I don't bring
to
myself to do it. Yeah.
make him look bad. What a guy.
So there's this woman who walks into Lex's office at LexCorp. Her name's Pearl. Don't get attached to her.
Oh, is she gonna die?
No, well, maybe, but like, it's more that every time we see Lex Luthor, there'll be a new girl.
Okay.
Like, Lex surrounds himself with beautiful women
Right.
and exerts power over them. It's super gross and problematic. I don't care for it, and it only gets worse as we turn the pages. But Pearl shows up and she's like, hey, there's some commotion down at the bank, and he's like, I don't give a shit about any of that. And she's like, well, there's a guy beating the living hell out of Superman. It looks like he's gonna kill him. And Lex is like, that's horseshit. I'm gonna kill him. I promised him that I'd be the guy to kill him, and I gotta make good on my promise. Get my shit, let's go.
So is he doing this because Lois rebuffed him?
Superman embarrassed him on his yacht.
No. I mean the like replacement of like women.
Oh,
where
Yeah,
he
they're
can,
all like a substitute for Lois.
No.
Well, I don't
no.
mean like a substitute, but he's just like, okay, well, the one that challenged me didn't work out, so I'll just get the ones that I can push around.
No, Lex does this all the time. Like, Lois was supposed to be yet another conquest, and she just wasn't, so she sucks. And I'm gonna get her, but I'm also gonna get my rocks off.
Right, as I was before her, and will
And
continue
will
to do
continue to do afterwards until I die, and then I'll be a hotter clone, and I'll only really get to sleep with one other person. I'll learn monogamy in my Australian clone body, but
Right.
it will be with an alien in the shape of a Kryptonian. So
Get all that?
Superman and Metallo fight so hard that the bank collapses, and then Metallo raises up out of the rubble, and he's got Superman's cape. Iconic image of Superman dead with the cape floating in the wind. I hope we see that again someday, maybe in 74 more issues. So in the meantime, because that's right, 74 issues from now, Superman will die.
Only 74?
And there's 3 other Superman titles happening concurrently.
But like 74, that's like
I guess that's a lot.
It's a
that's
lot.
like 6 years.
Yeah. If I told
is
you,
it- I'm
if
sorry.
I told you 6 years after Spider-Man debuted that he'd die,
Like, we gotta get rid of this guy.
yeah, this is a problem. So Corbin's like, haha, and you're like, oh, now he looks kind of cool. He's like half
Yeah, now
man,
he's a
half
robot and stuff, yeah.
And Superman's like, ah.
Now he's really the Terminator.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah. No, half his face is gone. It's 87, please.
yep. Okay.
So he opens up his chest to reveal his kryptonite heart. And he's like, no, I'm going to get you even harder than I was before. Eat this, Superman. And Superman's like, I am gonna die.
Right, there's nothing I could do.
I don't even know what this is. Corbin describes it. He calls it kryptonite, and he says that it's from his own world, and he also says that he's an alien. And Superman's like, what?
I am?
Superman discovers he's an alien from the compound.
Right.
Right.
Like, that's where it definitively explains this guy's an alien. He came from this
Didn't
thing.
he have like an idea about it though?
He suspected it from the birthing matrix and the hologram parents, but Vale's data definitively states from the translations, this is who Superman is, this is where he's from, this is what his planet was called.
Right.
Superman's
And
gonna
Lois
die.
hears he's an alien as well.
She does overhear it from
Yeah.
Corbin. He boasts that Superman's an alien. She's like, what? So as Corbin starts gloating over Superman and how he's gonna die, Superman's worried, oh geez, I guess I'm gonna die, and then Corbin just disappears. Boom. Just,
Oh.
Corbin looks up and now he's gone.
Yeah, he says, huh? And then he's gone.
So Superman's like, oh, and he recovers, and Lois like, what the hell was that all about? Oh, by the way, are you really an alien? And he's like, yeah. She's like, why didn't you tell anybody? And he's like, I've been kind of working it out. Like, I didn't want to say anything to anybody publicly until I had more data. But now I
Right.
guess I do, and it's floating in geosynchronous orbit, so I guess I'll give you more information. And I'll be happy to like sit down and give you the skinny on like what I know once I've figured that all out. But, you know, this is the status quo for Superman right now. Then we jump over to
Okay.
Action Comics, and it's like, Superman fights the Teen Titans.
Why? Why would he do that?
Indeed.
Why would he do that?
Why would he do that? It's not even like Superman's that. Look at how malevolent Superman looks. He's gleefully and sadistically
So
smiling.
it's not Superman?
Oh, it's Superman, all right.
But he must have been told that the Teen Titans were a problem.
No.
Who is that? Who is that arrow pointing at? On the
Oh,
front?
that's the only one who could stop him.
Yeah, that's right.
He's got crutches.
Yeah. And the only man who could stop Superman is that guy on crutches, David Gunderson. We'll get into David Gunderson in a
Is
minute.
his
Great.
mind taken over?
Someone's mind is taken over.
Is the Teen Titans' mind is taken over?
No.
Oh.
Listen, we're
Is
going to talk about the
David
book.
Gunderson's mind taken over?
No, well, we'll get into it.
Okay.
Also, Action Comics, the point of Action Comics originally, obviously it was the debut of Superman in the 30s and had pretty much been the place for Superman stories for the large majority of his career. At this point, Action Comics is a digest comic that includes other characters. And so it would
was
not
very
be
common.
uncommon
Yeah.
to see, it says Superman and the Teen Titans Action Comics. Normally, I can imagine many people watching the show were raised, if they're familiar with Action Comics at all, on a title called Superman in Action Comics. It's really what the book is called. Or Action Comics featuring Superman. Because
Okay.
Action Comics is the title of the book, and Superman is the star of it most of the time.
Right. He's like a
Right.
recurring character.
Which, as a kid, I was just like, no, Action Comics is another Superman title. But DC in the 80s especially was
Right.
like, no, it is not.
No.
It is like a Brave and the Bold.
We are holding to our roots.
Yes.
where he was just one character
Of a
in Action
menagerie.
Comics.
So many
Not even the
characters.
first.
Yeah, right?
Well, maybe he was the first.
Yeah,
he was the first.
Absolutely
yeah.
the first.
I was thinking of Batman.
Yes, Batman's in Detective Comics
In Detective
27.
Comics. Yeah.
So we see that the Superman is just breaking shit and having a blast. And he's also not talking like a Superman, so you know his mind is taken over.
Right, that's not him. Or it's him, but it's not him.
Yeah. Cutting to the chase, Superman is just breaking shit in the city, and so the Teen Titans spring into action. But not all at once. Like,
What city are we in?
Metropolis.
Oh, okay.
Cyborg's like, what the crap is Superman doing? I gotta go figure this out. So he reveals himself as Cyborg and springs into action, rescues a couple people, and fights Superman. And Superman's like, please! Oh my god! He like tears his arm off at one point, and Cyborg's like, oh shit, here I go, time to die.
Yep, because I'm fighting Superman.
I'm fighting Superman, I
I'm
don't know why
Cyborg.
I even did this. Like,
Yeah.
why did I enter this fight?
Why did I think this was a good idea?
Why did I do this?
He's a hero. He's just trying to help.
And he also was like, well, maybe I could just talk some sense into him.
Right,
Meanwhile,
right.
Cyborg manages to barely escape with his life. He calls the Titans.
The thing he should have done from the beginning
On
of the fight.
phone,
Oh, because they
with
don't
the
have communicators.
helpline. That's right. And so he reaches Changeling, or Beast Boy, as he's
So
more
sorry, he
colloquially
doesn't
known.
have a
like
thing.
signal.
You're Cyborg,
87.
man.
I don't know what that means. I'm not
Right.
creative enough to come up with the idea of a cell phone or a radio.
And they're just using regular cordless phones.
That's right. So Changeling is in charge of answering the helpline, makes fun of them without listening to them. Donna Troy walks in and she's like, God, what are you doing? This is the helpline. Quit being a dick. Hello? Cyborg's like, I'm dying, you fool. Donna and Changeling spring into action. And of course, Changeling turns into an elephant and like flattens Superman.
Good call.
It's
yeah.
a pretty great fight, actually. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, look at that.
Also, we're
A
like,
good-looking elephant.
hey, let's have John Byrne draw this, even though Byrne was in charge of Man of Steel and after it's Superman. And Donna Troy reveals herself and she's like, I have a complicated origin story, let's go. And Superman's like, I don't care about any of that, and I'm gonna flatten you. And so they fight. She throws like a lasso on him. He breaks it immediately, and I was like, isn't that important? That feels like it's really important.
Yeah, it's
and of
fine.
course, you know, we're like, oh, we reset the universe, but also like the Teen Titans are here.
And they're the same.
And they're the same, and all that shit
Oh,
happened.
Superman's here too.
Right, but like the Teen Titans are sidekicks. When did you have time to have these sidekicks? Never mind. So we also established Jericho, who I believe showed up in Judas Contract, a book we did 10 years ago. But Jericho is here, and Jericho is mute. And so he's talking to kids using sign language.
Oh, is he possessing Superman? Is that why Superman's attacking people?
No.
No.
But when he arrives on the scene, he possesses Superman and finds out that there's at least one other person in there.
Ah.
What?
He's like, I'm not alone in here.
So
Hello?
Jericho takes over Superman and forces Superman to freeze. So now Jericho can control Superman, but the one who's been controlling Superman is trapped in Superman's body. And so he can talk, but he can't move around because Jericho's holding him at bay using his
see.
powers. So then David Gunderson hobbles over and he's like, hey, I'm Superman.
Oh, they put Superman's mind in his body?
Yeah, they did a little Freaky Friday. Superman's mind is in David Gunderson's body. David
Oh.
Gunderson's mind is in Superman's
It's
body.
ironic because Superman is
So strong.
super strong and this guy needs crutches to walk.
That's right, yeah. That
So now Superman has to experience
What it's like
what's
to
like
be
to be the
weaker.
opposite
Yeah.
of what he
He's
is.
like, ew.
no, he's just like, it's a learning experience. I'm glad I had this. But
But I know it's gonna be over.
yes, the Titans. So Gunderson is carried along with Superman and the Titans to Gunderson's house. And Superman, of course, is like, this is really weird. Like, he's being carried by himself. Like,
That is really weird.
They force Jericho to force Gunderson to carry Superman in Gunderson's body as they fly around. And Gunderson/Superman is like, this is really weird. Like, not just the fact that I'm carrying myself, but also the fact that I'm experiencing flight this way.
Right.
Yeah, it's like putting your own body in the vat of acid when you
Exactly.
your new metal body.
Yeah.
But they don't take Jericho with them, or do that? Does Jericho physically go into him?
I think Jericho can make himself intangible and then invade a body.
Oh, so that's where his body goes. His body's inside Superman right now.
Yeah, well, it's intangible, so it's not taking up space.
Right.
Do you feel that, Superman?
Do you feel me
Jericho
inside of you?
I'm sorry, Gunderson isn't a child?
No, he is a young man.
Oh.
We get this flashback that explains how this all happened.
Right.
Gunderson built a great machine and then calls Clark Kent and tells Clark to tell Superman that Gunderson is about to make a breakthrough in energy or some nonsense, and I need Superman to help me with it. And Superman's such a bleeding heart, he will fall for it. So Superman
I can't
arrives.
resist me a great machine.
Well,
Let
I
me
can't
take
resist
a
me like
look
an
at it.
opportunity to help humanity. And so Superman arrives at Gunderson's house. Gunderson immediately shoots Superman with the ray. They switch places. Now Gunderson, as Superman, throws Superman in Gunderson's body into like a room. He's like, I'm not a murderer, so I'm not gonna. And also, I don't know. I haven't had a chance to really test this machine, but I also knew I only had like a few precious moments before like you would catch on, and I really want to be Superman, like break you and Donna Troy and stuff. Like he threatens to do that.
Oh my God.
Because he's like, I could kill you, but like I could think of all kinds of other things to do with you. It's a John Byrne book. So Gunderson discards his former body, but also is like, I don't know if this is permanent, so I don't want to kill me yet. You know, because what if I need to switch back or something?
Right,
it's not
right.
a fully tested technology.
Right, that's fair.
And so Gunderson/Superman is trapped in like a storage closet while Superman Gunderson goes on a mischief spree, wrecking things and threatening people.
Right, this was his big plan.
That was the big
for
plan, is
when
just
he
to be
becomes
an
Superman.
asshole. A bigger one than he was already.
Right.
And
he's motivated by having been weak his whole life.
yes.
It turned him into a supervillain.
That's right, that's right. So
Great.
when they arrive,
What a great lesson.
Yeah. Superman in Gunderson's body reveals that Clark Kent, well, he doesn't say he's Clark Kent, but he reveals that like he learned a few tricks of his own in his travels because there's like a 4-year gap between Superman graduating and Superman becoming Superman. And so like Superman did a lot of stuff, like he had sex with a mermaid and stuff, like all this stuff in 4
Yeah, I
years.
remember.
Well, according to Frank Miller and the Golden Age, but never mind that for now. The point is, he picked the lock and freed himself, thereby
I
proving
see.
like Gunderson can be capable if he wasn't such an asshole. So
Unfortunately, you're going to jail,
But you are-
so your life is over regardless.
100%. So they also reveal that Gunderson like made the machine in haste, and so it's not a complicated procedure to switch it back. You just need to flip it from like swap to reverse. And so they flip the switch, they switch the bodies, and Gunderson's like, ooh. And Superman's like, you are one grade A piece of shit. End of story.
Look at this panel.
It's so
Look at
much.
this horrible panel. That is one of the worst panels I've ever seen in comics, bar none.
Oh
I've seen-
my God.
I've seen a lot of panels like that, typically drawn by either John Byrne or Eric Larson, where a character needs to explain something that needs more explanation than they have the brevity to provide. And so we just make a thin panel with one character's face and a whole slew of speech balloons.
I hate it.
know.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because it needs to get the lesson out. 'Cause
No,
they need a
you
full
don't. No
page
one needs the
reveal.
lesson that badly. Or just work it into the normal art.
Right, because you also wasted a full double-sized panel from that of you guys switching places.
Yeah,
which I understood. I don't need to see it
Yeah.
in any case.
They
Yeah.
did not reveal that Lex was behind Gunderson or something?
No, but Lex was behind Metallo's disappearance.
Ah,
Lex
okay.
Luthor recovers Metallo, and it's fantastic. We also need a little diversion with the Teen Titans. Got to
Right.
boost those characters. And
But
Dave
why
Gunderson.
is this in here? Like this, like,
Because this is John Byrne's Superman. This is part of the story.
so even if it's not important to the overall
What
story.
overall story? These are the stories.
Yeah, this is just
We're
the
just
ongoing
we're in it
adventures.
now.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to call this episode?
I don't know. While I was doing this, I'm like, oh fuck. I can't even call it Man of Steel.
No.
It's just Superman. It's just what was happening in Superman in the 80s.
Is it collected in any trade
This
with
is
a
it.
name?
Look at
Oh.
this one.
It's this? Yeah, but isn't Man of Steel
It's
its
also
own
in
separate
there.
thing?
That's why it's in here. Because I can market it as Man of Steel.
I see. But there's nothing else to call the other thing, so we'll just shove them into the Man of Steel book.
That's right.
Called the Gunderson years.
The Gunderson Chronicles. And you can't even call it, Superman #1 through number whatever, because he got all these
It also
other
has Action Comics and
stories
everything.
mixed in there.
And some of the stories are by Marv Wolfman and Jerry Ordway, so they're not even by John Byrne. They're just part of what's happening in Superman at the time.
Right, like if you want to know what's going on, you're going to need to read all these.
Yes.
Even though they're by different people.
Yes.
And, I mean, that's what it was,
Yeah,
like
this
for
is-
many books at this time.
Yes.
If you want to just gather together a bunch of stories, there's not going to be an overarching
Yeah.
theme or storyline.
Superman, from 1987, the first 6 months.
And what he's doing.
What's he up to?
Maybe he put that action comic story he used Gunderson because he's like, well, I don't want to do that in my book.
Oh no,
Yeah, that's not
for
a
Action
Superman book.
Comics.
Yeah, that's an action
Well, you
comic
know,
story.
I can imagine them saying like, we need to boost the Titans. Can you
Yep.
can you come in? We're riding high on what you're doing with Superman. Could you write and draw it and put the Titans in there somehow? And he's like, how am I going to get him to fight the Titans? And they're like, whoa, nobody said anything about him fighting the Titans. And he's like, you want to show them being cool, right?
That how more cool could you get fighting Superman?
Fighting Superman. It's enticing. I drew the cover first. Before I even wrote anything. This is a great issue. I love this one. I mean, it's not. It's horrible, but also I love the premise. I don't know. This is a famous issue from the run where they were like, this is who Lex Luthor is. And you'll either
I think we already know who Lex Luthor is.
Right. No, but like this is why things work the way they do. And I would not be the least bit surprised if it happens in the upcoming Man of Steel movie from James Gunn. Like, I genuinely think they'll use something like this in there. I also hope they don't, but we'll see. So Lex Luthor is in his, like, lab or something. Because remember, they
It's
threw
the
out the
control
idea.
room.
Yeah, they threw out the idea that Lex Luthor
Populated entirely
was-
by women at the controls.
Yeah, they're all
yeah.
women. Look at
It's
this.
all
Jesus Christ,
women.
Lex, keep your shit together, you creep.
Holy shit.
What the? Yeah.
He
Well,
has
that makes sense.
He's all these resumes. There's just one guy waiting, and he's looking around. He's like, oh.
I mean,
it's just all these women just.
Superman has not been photographed, except by Professor Vale in that orbiting lab, because Superman refers to the fact that like he's like, I'm so careful not to get photographed because I don't want anyone putting together my secret.
how could you prevent yourself from being
He
photographed?
vibrates. Anytime he senses or feels or sees there's photography going on,
He can sense
Yeah,
a
he-
photographer
Yep.
from a
Well, he
crowd
can hear
of
them,
people.
and so he
Right,
vibrates
right.
himself. So if there's ever a picture of him, he blurs himself.
Guys, you know what this means? It means that Sasquatch is a Kryptonian.
Yeah.
That explains everything. I can't believe I've never heard that theory before. Sasquatch blurs himself.
Yeah, Sasquatch is naturally
That's why
blurry.
you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just.
Yep.
He's just
It's one of his abilities.
Yeah, he's actually he has super speed. That's how you can never catch him.
he's gonna cause a crisis.
Yeah. Oh no.
Quick, we have to get Sasquatch to run on the cosmic treadmill in order to save us all.
Is he vibrated in a way where only cameras show him as blurry?
Right,
Or
or is
would
everyone
I
like,
see
what
him
the-
as blurry? Like,
No, it's
what are you-
well,
Like, Superman,
he's
I'm
so
really-
high up you don't even see how
I'm
blurry
getting
he is. But
real nauseous.
yeah, a telephoto lens will photograph blur. When you see him, you can't see his face anyway because he's so high up.
But he doesn't like ever meet people or talk
He
to
meets people and like humans are so unreliable as an eyewitness. So it's like they won't be able to put together who Clark Kent is.
No, but like, why wouldn't those people take a picture of him? Like when they're close to him.
Oh.
Like when there's a crowd of people and he's like waving to them
They
and stuff.
can't because I've already thought of it. I
Right.
either heat vision their
I
cameras
was
or
gonna say,
I
just
blur myself.
Well, they don't have like phones that are gonna take
No,
a photo. Like
yeah,
they have
you-
to have a camera.
In '87, the idea of
I guess he could
a
just
crowd-
blast the camera with a vision that exposes the film outside.
If he even wants to do that, we don't really acknowledge it, but we're also begging the question. So why are we doing that? But anyway, so
It's
Superman.
just quite a statement to say, like, every single time anyone ever took a picture of me, I was either
Except that
vibrating
one time.
Yeah,
or somehow.
except for that one time.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It was actually early on before he decided to start doing that, which is how he was like, "How was I so careless?" And I'm like, "Oh my god." So Lana, however, is not able to vibrate herself
Sure.
to that degree, and so we see that everywhere Superman had been sighted for a while in the early days of Superman, this woman was there. And Lex like, who is this woman? She must be connected to Superman in some way.
Just like okay, the place is called Smallville.
Well, Clark does not want to connect Smallville to Superman at all.
Okay.
Because he looks like Superman when he's a football star.
Right.
He didn't wear glasses until he decided to stop doing that.
Right.
So,
So like,
how did Lana get associated with him? Is
Well,
it just he had to keep saving her?
no,
or
Lana was following him. Because
to in
like a
Metropolis?
she
groupie?
loves him. Yeah,
Right.
because she was like a groupie.
Right.
But without his consent.
I
She was
see.
just going places where he was and watching him be Superman.
And be surprised at it all the
Well,
time.
she's just like so.
Apparently from these
these looks
pictures.
on her face are more like a broken heart. She's just like, oh, there he is. He's always outside of reach. Anyway, so Amanda
makes
McCoy
sense.
here is Lex's latest attempt at getting some. She's also a doctor and works on this special machine, like this computer they have, that they're feeding information about Superman so that it will make a prediction about who Superman's identity is.
It's like an AI,
Yeah.
but in 1987.
But it takes up the space of a warehouse because that's what they needed.
Yeah,
So,
well, they still
and,
do.
and Amanda McCoy is also,
And consume,
it's
several
consuming
lengths worth of water.
Yeah, 700 gallons of water every minute.
That's
every
fine.
query.
We don't need that to survive.
No, we don't need air, water.
No, we're good.
Amanda McCoy is like the technician who runs the machine.
Okay.
And there's also an attending doctor named Happerson. We'll see him a lot. He's one of the few living souls who knows later on in the 90s that Lex Luthor is actually an Australian clone. That's how integral Happerson is. He also comes up in our previous episode, so just mentioning that he's there.
Sure.
But it's great because, so Lex is excited that this hot, mousy, librarian-esque technician is working on the machine and trying to figure out who this red-haired woman is that's Superman's groupie. And he's like, this is great. Let's celebrate by going out to dinner, you and me. I'll make sure that you're wearing something nice and Carl will come get you. And she's like, oh, that's great. Yeah, thank you. But like, I'm actually kind of busy. And he grabs her hand like in a kind of gentlemanly way.
Yeah.
But then like
Crushes
then
it.
crushes it or bends it.
Bends it, yeah.
As if to say like, don't resist me. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Actually, I can put that off. And he's like, excellent.
Oh my God.
Then he leaves and goes and meets with Happerson. And he's like, all right, Happerson, how's the Metallo
He's like,
situation?
give me your hand.
Yeah, now you come in. I'll see you for lunch. But no, they're dealing with the Metallo body. Lex got Metallo. They want his kryptonite heart. And Happerson is wearing a full body radiation suit.
Well, look how thrilled Metallo looks to be there.
It's because he's a skeleton.
I know. And they're always
Thrilled to be
there.
They're always
Anywhere.
thrilled. Lex is like, we've already reasoned that the radiation that this thing emits is harmless except for Superman. And Happerson's like, sure. Well, I'm going to keep this fucking radiation suit on. So you can muck around with it all you want.
He's like, I'm already losing my hair.
Right. And I don't want to lose anything else, you know? So Lex is like, so what's up with the robot? And he's like, it's not really a robot. There's a human brain in there. Some sicko put a guy in there.
So-
and the
Isn't
guy
that
is like,
messed up?
ah! And Happerson's like, we're trying to figure out, like, we're
So
actually
is
gonna-
Metallo awake?
Yeah.
Oh, so he can talk?
Yeah.
But wasn't the
is
kryptonite
talking.
powering him?
Yes, it is. It's still in his chest.
Oh.
He hasn't
Happerson's
taken it out yet.
Well, Happerson's like, there's a guy in there and he's alive. And Lex like, so? And he's like, well, we're trying to figure out how we can get the kryptonite out without killing him. And Lex like, it's like this. And he just takes it out. There. Now you've got your sample. Figure it out. Because I want this put into a ring that you can buy from Kenner Toys with your Lex Luthor figure. That is great because the feature was awesome. If you bought your Lex Luthor figure, it came with a kryptonite ring that you could wear as a kid. If you bought the Superman action figure, it had an opposing magnet that when you held the ring and pushed it up to Superman's body, it made him fall down.
Well, why do you want to be Lex? You don't want to be Lex. Nobody wants to be Lex.
No, you have to be Lex if you want Superman to have an antagonist. Like Lex holds up the ring,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
called
you
acting,
take the
Tiffany.
ring. Yeah,
You're not actually Lex Luthor.
Yeah, but
you
what
know.
it like? Yeah, but the point of the exercise
Everyone would like to play a
isn't-
bad guy.
What?
yeah. Who doesn't love to play the
Yeah, actors, they always like to be the bad
Well,
guy for some reason.
Yeah, I feel like
And children are the same.
yeah, they really love to have a good meaty part to sink their teeth into.
I mean, I did.
See, the thing is, like, someone always has to be the bad guy when you're playing pretend.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm by myself with my action figures, I guess it's gotta be me.
That's right. And I gotta be so convincing. I've got to trick myself into falling for whatever scheme.
Right.
So now Lex has kryptonite. Holy shit! What a
Oh
problem.
no.
Yeah, but that's a
Also-
really big piece. What the heck are they gonna do
Yeah,
with the
you
rest
can
of
They're
it?
gonna like, oh, whatever we want.
All kinds of future adventures after this one's over.
Lex is like, I got kryptonite underwear on. I see no problem with this.
I see no problem with this. It will never come back to bite me, except for the part where I die. A couple of miscreants or ne'er-do-wells are dispatched by Lex Luthor to follow up on the Lana Lang lead because they're like, oh, well, she's like they've derived she's from Kansas. They figure out that there's a connection between her and the Kents. We need to get them, get Lana and get the Kents. So these brigands,
What about, like, her own family?
fuck them, they don't matter.
What?
They don't even factor in at all.
We picked this random people that she knows,
And these
we
other two
decided that they
unrelated
are
old
the
people.
like. Okay, all right.
Yep.
The Kents, though.
The Kents.
Why does she keep showing up to these Kents? I need to see these Kents.
What's their relationship?
She's
I don't
just too
understand.
close.
Well,
You know,
related.
they're not her
Why
family. Why does she
keep
keep seeing
That's
them?
the
Okay.
see. Well, and this is the logic the computer.
Oh, it's that's right. The
reveals.
computer figured it out. Okay.
Yeah, the computer's
Because I'm
always
like,
10
a human
steps
would
ahead.
never do that.
No, but a computer.
Right. Okay.
So we watch as these elderly people get tranked.
Yeah, it's
like
brutal.
Jonathan Kent's outside, and these baddies trank him, like just thud.
He just hits the ground.
So
This old
let's
man hits the ground, and they're like, "Did he die?" Then they go into the Kent's farmhouse. They find Martha. They trank her too. Whammo! Hits the ground, and they just go through her stuff. You know, they're like, grab whatever you can find that might lead us to the identity of Superman.
quick get Grandma's precious moments.
Yeah, get her all of her figurines. Those will be worth millions someday. What they end up doing is they take her scrapbook because they're going through it and they find that like it's normally just baby pictures and stuff, and then at some point or another it just stops being about the family and starts being newspaper clippings about Superman. And they're like, that's weird. Why are these two old people groupies of Superman? Well, take it with us. So then Lana comes outside, and she's like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, Lana coincidentally is visiting the
Yeah, because
kids.
she's always there.
She's
The
always
computer
there.
knows.
They don't recognize that it's her.
Oh.
They're just like, oh shit. They
She
see
saw
us,
us.
walking
Yep.
out of their house. So they shoot her, they trank her, like, take her with us.
This
These
is
guys,
insane.
These guys are
They're like
Easily-
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of Superman.
they're the most effective henchmen I've
Oh, yeah.
ever
And
seen.
it's all by accident.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they overpowered two octogenarians.
Except-
well, no, they were given a task.
and they executed it.
They
finished it.
found an orgy of evidence,
Yep.
and they got the girl that they were also looking for.
That's right. But
But they're
Accidentally.
also really dumb because they're like, we're just looking for any kind of connection between Clark Kent and Superman. But all you have is this scrapbook where it's pictures, baby pictures of Clark Kent, and then all of a sudden, in the second
all
half,
pictures of
it's
Superman.
pictures of Superman. I mean, I guess we'll take
boy.
it back with us and see what we can make out of this.
Well, you know, I'm not
Maybe-
paid to think about it. I'm just
Maybe
paid
we'll
to get the
feed
shit.
it into the computer and see what
Yeah.
it says.
That's exactly right. So they go back to Metropolis. Like, they take them with them.
They
We just-
said if Kent's parents are Superman fans, that could be important.
Yeah, you might say that. So they.
Okay.
So then we watch as like Lex has this horrible dinner
Yeah.
with Amanda.
And she's just like,
He's trying to force her to drink like, you know, alcohol, and she's wearing this outfit that he clearly picked out for her. And so he's like, all right, I gotta go deal with the security. And he gets a call that takes him away from dinner. And they're like, hey, these guys that you sent out, they got these old people, but they also screwed up and were ID'd by this woman. They took her with them. And he's like, what the fuck? Have them killed.
oh my God.
These idiots. And then
Right.
they show him who was captured, and he's like, oh my God! Oh my God! So he's like, excuse me, ma'am. Wait here. I'll be here to sex you up in a minute. So he goes out into the hallway, and he's like, you boys are amazing! You're getting an extra special big check coming after this. And they're like, oh, thanks, Lex. I didn't know you cared so much.
Lex a horrible bastard.
Yes. It's just like, oh my God, you actually managed to get
You
the woman we're looking for.
Wow. Yeah. But that was just random.
Yeah.
I guess the book just needed to move things along.
Yeah, we got to get things going.
Right. So
So they have Lana Lang, and they're like, oh, she's allergic to like every known medicine or something, and so if we use sodium pentothal, it'll kill her.
okay.
So-
I'm sorry, Lana is?
Lana.
Yeah.
So they're like, we can't just do our usual extraction
truth
methods.
serum, yeah.
So we'll have to beat her and just ask her questions.
Right. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned
And I'm like, but
way.
what does this book say about women?
How do you really feel about them? So wait, this is not a Superman who's like constantly keeping tabs on his parents via.
Nope. He's
Nope.
just listening to them, or they have a signal watch or something.
No, that's some golden age shit.
He's just
Yeah.
flying
He's
around
just flying
like,
around a care, not a
Yep.
care in the world. He's like, I'm Superman and I can do anything.
look at me go! I almost died to a robot, but I didn't.
Yep. And now he's being chased by a camera, and he's like, what the fuck is this? It's a camera? Uh-oh. Better blur my face. And you can see them going like, oh man, I can't ID him. Like, there are people trying to like, they're like maneuvering the camera because it's, you know,
We
special
don't know what a
LexCorp
drone
technology.
is.
Yeah, because we don't know what a drone is yet. So Superman
Because at
ends
this
up,
time, everyone in the comics world is just like, but how come nobody ever figured out that Superman is Clark Kent?
yeah, it's just so dumb. Like,
We gotta do a
glasses,
whole
please.
plot line about how they try, and Superman's just so good
Mm-hmm.
at obscuring.
Some people look really different without their glasses on.
It's true. They do.
It's just I
don't look that different.
I could see the machinations
Yes,
behind
they-
this.
yes,
and
it's just-
the hand wringing that
Yeah.
resulted in this stupid, horrible
Yeah,
story.
there's so much thought that goes into the mechanics
Yep.
and not so much the plot or the story.
Or the characters.
Or the characters.
Yeah.
Superman uses balloons. He doesn't steal them, of course. He has money that he keeps in his belt. He pays this guy, buys all the balloons, releases the balloons, distracts the drone, grabs the drone explodes. He can't trace it back. He goes back to Clark's apartment. As he's walking up to the apartment, he sees bloody footprints leading up to his apartment, opens the door, Lana Lang's there. She's like, I was in some place, I didn't know where I was beaten and tortured, and then suddenly let free, and I didn't know where else to go, and so now I'm here to,
Oh my God.
to beg for your help. Lex, of course, assumes that Lana is connected with Superman, so she'll find him, but doesn't follow her. They have camera drone technology that can follow Superman, but they don't send one after Lana. They release her because they're
we
like,
only
this will
had
be
the
great.
one, you see.
Yeah, exactly, and Superman broke it. So rather than do that, they bugged Superman for no reason, but they released Lana on purpose so that she would upset Superman enough to show up because Lex promised him that he would kill him, and now he has the means. And we're obviously a day later because it's the next morning.
Shouldn't the tranquilizer have killed her too?
So it's the morning and Lex Luthor's smoking a
There's
cigar.
another one of these panels.
And it's, oh Jesus. And we see that it's the next day, Amanda's wearing a bathrobe, her hair's down, they had sex, and you're like, oh, gross.
Yeah.
This poor woman is just so unhappy. She's afraid.
Yeah, it's like, I don't have any choice.
I don't have any
'cause
choice.
he'll
He's
do
powerful and rich, and
horrible
I can't
things to
do
me.
I can't do anything about it.
What do you mean Superman blurs his face? I can see his face right there on this monitor that Lex Luthor's looking at.
Yeah, well, he's blurring it though. It's for our benefit.
Okay.
So Superman just blasts through the wall of LexCorp. He's like, I know it was you son of a bitch.
Oh. How does he know?
Oh, because Lana says, I was in this place, this is this facility, who has the means and the power, and
Right.
who's a son of a bitch anyway. So, Clark tears through there, goes to Lex's office, and he's like, it's you. You made a fucking mistake messing with her. I'm gonna wreck you. And then he starts to feel weak, and Lex is like, no, what's going on? You can see he's wearing the kryptonite ring. And he's like, oh, yeah, interesting. Doesn't take much. And he proceeds to explain, doesn't this feel familiar? Are you familiar? He's like, oh, it's kryptonite. He's like, that's right, named after your homeworld, as I understand it. I don't think he says that, but he's just like,
Yeah.
he's like, I just want you to know that I can kill you at any point. I could right now, but I want you to know I can kill you, and I will. Just,
Just later.
just later. I want you to fear me. I want you to have nightmares about it. You can't come near me. I can get you.
I mean, sure he could. What if he just hovers above him and then just shoots his laser or
Yeah, what if
his heat vision into his bald head?
You're not nearly as clever as I am. So Superman carries Lana back to the Kents, back to the house. Because he's like, the way that Superman interprets the situation is that his parents are dead.
Oh. Because they're missing.
They're gone, and
Lana was tortured.
They beat on Lana. So he goes into the house. He's like, I can't believe I'm never going to see my parents again. And then they're like, hi. And he's like, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, I don't know. We were unconscious, and then we weren't, and we're here. And he's like, thank God.
I guess they didn't take the Kents. They just
They
wanted
just
to
tranked
go
them.
through the house.
Yeah, they just
I
want to
see.
take their things. Oh, they're like, yeah, they revealed that they were not actually taken. Lana was the only one who was taken.
I see.
But they did take some shit. He's like, oh, they broke into your house? What did they take? They're like, nothing of value, just a scrapbook or two. And he's like, oh, shit!
They took Lana because she saw them.
Yes.
That's
And
'cause
coincidentally, it's the woman
Kents
they
were
wanted in the first place.
Yeah. The Kents were just they didn't see what happened, so
Yeah.
they couldn't.
And they weren't
ID
really
them.
technically involved.
Right.
They were involved because of the woman.
Yeah. Okay.
So Amanda proceeds to feed all the information to the computer. Lex is like, okay, let's use your super amazing computer and figure this out. And the computer is like, Clark Kent is Superman.
Right.
And she's like, holy shit! I would never put that together. That makes perfect sense. And Lex like, yes, it does. If you're an idiot, why on earth would Superman, with all of his power, pretend to be a person? I saw Kill Bill Volume 2. I know what Superman's all about. I'm a psychopath. No, it's just, he's like, no one with that much power could ever give it up. He can't fathom the concept of Superman pretending to be anything other than what he is. And he's like, you're an idiot. You're fired. Get this machine out of here. I never want to hear about this again.
Thank God.
Yes.
This is corny.
Yeah. But also I could see it happening in any of the current DCU movies. Like, I could see Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor doing this exact thing.
No, this...
Maybe not all of it.
This
Just
is...
this part.
This...
Yeah.
So this is their way of being like, and I don't have to address the question of why Lex
Luthor
never
doesn't figure it
suspects it's Clark Kent ever again.
Yep.
Because I've established that he simply will not believe it, even if a computer that he built tells him
in no uncertain
and that
terms.
it makes total
all
sense
his
based on
evidence.
the evidence.
Yeah.
He still won't believe it. I'm not going to address it anymore. It's
Yeah.
over.
He will never consider it again. It's already out of his mind. Or if
Look
he
what we
wants to
did.
think about it,
We're
we've
so
gotten rid of
smart.
the Clark Kent thing.
Yeah.
I should have said it's hokey because that's where we started.
It is hokey.
That's true.
I'll say it's hokey. It is sort of character development for Lex, even though it's obviously also a way to explain
Yes.
why we're not going to do any stories about...
It's more mechanic forward.
Yeah.
It's more world building, if you want to call it that,
Yes.
than it is character building. But also, we're doing it by way of character building, so I guess it's okay.
We have to explain everything
Yeah.
about this new post-crisis continuity, including why Lex Luthor doesn't think Clark Kent is Superman.
Yeah.
So here you
Why
go.
do we
Now
have to explain
check that
everything?
box.
Because I need to know that Boba Fett is a clone of Jango Fett, and that the ship came from Jango, and that he was made by Kaminoan cloners, and that those clones were commissioned by Cypher Diaz. I need to know the minutia of every single element of the thing I love.
Right.
It needs to be explained, because otherwise someone might opportunistically explain it some 20-some-odd years later.
Because I get all these letters to the editor asking all these questions.
Right.
You know, like
And
5 or 6. And,
And,
each one of those represents like 1 million people. So that means 5 or 6 million people
need to know, or want to know, or demanding to know, and they can't get past it and enjoy my comic books unless they have those answers.
They tell me every letter that they're going to quit reading if they don't get answers to these questions.
Or it's just like we're in the modern age of storytelling, and so as a result, we have the technology, we have the stories, we have the brain power, we can tell these stories that are modern and interesting, and we can do both. We can tell an amazing story and answer your questions.
Well, isn't it better than in the stupid, crappy, campy golden age when they just wouldn't even really address it?
Or the goofy silver age, which was like some foot in seriousness and another foot in the silly.
That's confusing.
Yeah.
This, we're straightening it all out. We're
There you
fixing
go.
everything.
Right?
Wow.
Lex Luthor essays
thanks.
women and also doesn't believe that Clark Kent's Superman.
Cool.
And he never will. Or he never has to.
He never has to.
Maybe he will. Yeah.
But not for a long time.
Okay, now how far do we go?
I have an end point that isn't the end of this book.
Okay.
So we've had a merry dance through Superman, Action Comics. How about Adventures of Superman?
No.
So here we go. But we're leaving John Byrne for a little while.
Oh,
We're gonna hang out
okay.
with Marv Wolfman and
I recognize that name.
Jerry Ordway.
All right.
So
Is this good? Is this better?
you tell me. So we are in Lois Lane's mother's hospital room where she is dying from having been poisoned.
General
Sam Lane.
Yeah.
No, I mean the sister. Remember?
Yeah, the
Lucy
sister's
Lane.
there, yeah.
Yeah. Who was blind, but now she sees. Thanks to Bizarro.
Right.
Yeah, they're there, and they're like, they're kind of like a broken family, and everyone's at odds.
Okay.
And
That seems right.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that seems
For
like
Lois?
that
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah.
But the dialogue's a little clunky to explain everything. I love Sam Lane. This woman, his wife, is in a coma basically. She's dying, and he says, "Damn. Why did this happen, Ellie? Why did they send you to that chemical plant? And why did it have to explode just as you entered? You weren't supposed to be there, and now you're dying because of some lousy freak accident." And it's like, no, Sam, don't go on. I'm like, please don't. But also, I need to
Lois is
know
like,
the context.
Well, that's
Dad,
efficient storytelling right
Who
there.
are you doing this for?
Whose benefit is this? Everyone in the room knows what happened.
Right. Why didn't they just make it a thought balloon?
He's like, I'm just saying.
Those are silly
what
and
it
old
is?
school.
He wanted to be a writer. He's pitching to his daughter.
Yeah. So there's a subplot here. Lois's mom is dying. Lois can't really connect with anybody or talk about it because she doesn't want anyone to know or see her be vulnerable.
Does Clark use his amazing Superman deduction powers to
No.
figure out that something's wrong with her?
No,
Okay.
he's-
Does he burn the cancer out of her?
No, he does not. Clark does not help much at all in this situation.
Okay.
Also, it's 1987, and so we're going to say that a Middle Eastern country of Karak is throwing its weight around with its oil reserves and
Karak, you say?
That's correct, Karak. And so there is a international dispute between this Middle Eastern country and their oil and the Western powers, and so they have dispatched a big robot to attack the captains of industry. That's right, the Middle East sends a machine to American soil to knock down some buildings of our finance district. But it's in a Metropolis and it's in 1987, so it's not relevant to what we're talking about.
Okay, that is a weird-looking machine.
Yes, it is. Also, the machine is piloted. The Karaki government has to disavow these people. This is from the Freedom League,
yes.
who have no affiliation with Karak.
Right.
And also, their physiology is connected to them. Like, there's people in the machines, but when they're discovered by Superman, they're like, oh shit, and then they just die because they push a button that has their bodies and brains connected to the machine, and the machine fills them with poison, and so they die. Because we got to simulate the dedication to the cause.
Oh, so that was gonna be my question. They knew that was gonna happen when they pressed the buttons?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That way you never take them alive.
It wasn't like they were like, oh, hang on, I'll just eject.
Oh no, it's just filling my brain with chemicals.
Then they'd be captured, so,
Yeah. Meanwhile, Superman, or Clark Kent, is going into the Daily Planet. He bumps into this leggy blonde, and they literally bump into each other, and he's like, oh, excuse
And
me.
she goes flying through the wall.
Exactly. Well, I think he's pretending to be Clark right now, so he's like, oh.
yeah, it's like everything I do, I have to
is
hold
intentional.
back. Yeah.
But she's like, oh, hi. He's gorgeous. And he's like, oh, hello, hi yourself. She's gorgeous. Superman's like, holy shit, homina, homina, homina. This lady, even though I'm deliberately and overtly trying to woo Lois.
Right.
Well, I mean, but this lady's.
Well, I got eyes though.
Yeah. So he gets stuck in the elevator. The elevator door closes on his leg, and he asks her to help, and they just very clumsily, both in art, writing, and in the situation, fall on each other.
Okay.
And he's like, I lost my balance.
Superman's like, this is what you guys do.
Right.
This is what you're like.
Yeah, this is you. No, he's
Yep.
not like
I
Kill
know,
Bill.
I know.
But he is like, this is what happens in movies and stuff. I saw Mannequin.
Yep.
So he bumps into her, and she's like, maybe we'll fall for each other someday. Catch you later, and she leaves. And then Perry White's like, Lane, Kent, get in here. I want to introduce you to Cat Grant.
Ah.
And Lois is like, uh-huh. And Clark's like, hey, I know you. I've read everything you've written, and I'm a big fan of
no.
your work, and I think you're really hot.
Oh,
You're really...
Clark.
No, I'm it's a thing. It's a tactic. See.
Oh, I gotta make Lois jealous.
I don't know if he's even doing that on purpose, but that's the subtext. If John Byrne were writing it, he would be looking at her, and there'd be a thought balloon that's like, she'll eat this up. It's just more like.
You gotta make her feel like garbage and
Yep.
crap so
Yeah.
that she can crawl her way out towards
I heard
me.
this on a podcast. I know how to do this. Apparently, also, Cat Grant is interviewer of the stars, and Lois is like, yeah, I know what you did to get those interviews, and she's like, you don't hear them complaining. Yeah, no, I have sex with people to get interviews.
Okay.
And Lois is like, what are you doing, Perry? What is this? He's like, she sells papers. She moves merchandise. Also, we're adding a supplemental magazine element to the planet, which is something they used to do, just a very thin, kind of magazine that came with your newspaper.
Yeah.
He's like, she's going to be headlining that.
So we do that. Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's like, listen, we're not here to talk about Cat Grant. You seem on edge. How's your mom doing? She's like, I don't want to talk about it. And he's like, okay. So Superman gets to the bottom of the attacks on.
Superman's like, wait, do I need to be doing something right now that
Right?
isn't
Well,
looking at this blonde woman?
Well, Superman and Cat end up going out to lunch, and on the way to lunch, they see one of the collapsed buildings. They pop out because they're news reporters. They check out what happens. The cops tell them to go away. Clark is like, wait a minute, my X-ray visions say that there's people in there. I see some movement. You should check that out. And so they free the person, and so they're saved. Meanwhile, across town, another place is attacked. And all of this is so that Superman, Clark Kent, and Cat can follow up on a lead that was called into the planet in what is now established Suicide Slum, the area, the Bowery. of Metropolis.
Right.
The crime alley, if you will.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
The place that they should really, do something about.
Yeah, the city of tomorrow that still has a ghetto. But they go there, and Dr. Emil Hamilton lives there. He's been discredited and ruined over the years. He's created this special device.
But he was the guy who with the...
No, that was a different professor. That was Professor Vale. This is Professor Hamilton.
No, I meant who was the guy with taking it out?
Oh, that was Happerson. He works for Luthor.
Yeah.
Hamilton is an inventor, and he's developed like a...
Will he eventually make Star Labs?
Yes.
Okay.
Hamilton is important and is established in this book here.
We get Cat Grant and
Emil
Hamilton in the same book?
Same book.
Now that's just efficient.
I agree. Well, it's Marv Wolfman. He knows what's up.
Yeah. Okay.
He wrote Crisis.
Why are they there?
They're there because he called them, because basically the government said that his machine is, they're not going to invest
Dangerous.
in it. Yes, exactly.
A threat to humanity or something. I don't know.
Causes internal bleeding
Yeah.
on a scale they've never seen.
Yeah. So he shoots this ray at Clark.
You can't just shoot rays at people.
I know.
This is very
it's-
unethical.
Yeah,
No, I've got nothing left to lose.
Well, he's been forced into this. Like, this is
Right.
all the actions of a desperate man.
Right, I had no choice.
Look at my ray. Look at it.
Star Wars, again, not the movie, the missile defense system that was illegally built, can only prevent like 60% of nuclear warheads from attacking the States, but my magnetic field can be shrunk or widened, and it has a 100% in-defense rate. And so he traps Clark in an invisible magnetic field, and he's like, try to get yourself out of there. And he tries, and he can't. And he even tries to use super strength to get out, and he can't. I don't know why he would do that, because Hamilton's definitely reading this shit. Like, there's information coming in. You just hit that with the force of a mountain.
I got really scared. It was adrenaline.
No, but like,
There must be something wrong with these sensors. That can't be right.
there's not. So he's like,
I'm a total failure.
it's amazing.
I'm gonna jump out the window.
Yeah.
I'm in suicide slum. Why
That's
not?
what I do here. So Clark's like, you're right, it's impenetrable. And Hamilton's like, that's not all. And he takes out a gun. He's like, watch this, and just shoots Clark, and it does not penetrate. But they're both like, what the fuck, man?
He's crazy.
Yes.
He's been pushed to this.
Yes.
This isn't his fault.
This is not a good guy.
No. He's a dangerous man.
Yeah, he's dangerous. All right.
Anyway, the whole thing. Moving on to.
So Clark should be like, this
What is
man
the
is
point?
dangerous.
This
He
is-
can contain Superman.
This is why
We're establishing a
people
new character.
don't like Superman comics.
Right. Yes. And this is like ground floor. You're welcome.
Right.
So Lex is responsible for Lois's mom being in that situation in the first place. He manipulated her into being there, and also got her and also poisoned her. And so he's like, I have the cure for her ailment that if she took it once would be cured forever, but I've changed it so that she needs monthly cures. And so he lures Lois to his lair and explains to her, like, I know her problem. Like, I feel bad for you and your mom, and I need to look into it. And so I found this cure for her. The problem is she needs monthly treatments for the rest of her life. And I'm doing this after she leaves. He explains it to another woman he's sleeping with. He's like, I'm doing this so that she will know that I have power over her, and she will always feel indebted to me. Like, she rebuffed me. Well, then I'm gonna poison your mom and force her to be reliant on my treatments lest she die.
Yikes.
That's how evil and powerful I am. And I'm like, that is so intricate
And gross.
and horrific.
really gross.
And yeah.
You're gonna want me to fucking die.
Right.
Because of how evil I am.
Yeah. Superman is irresponsible for not letting you die.
Yeah. Then we could never do a story where Superman won't let you die because
we want you to.
But he really should though.
Right. And now I have a Joker. You should want Joker to die too.
Yeah.
But Batman's an asshole for not letting him. And so is Superman for not letting Luthor die. It's my secret way of tricking the audience into being pro-capital punishment.
Yeah, shouldn't they just kill these people?
Wouldn't it be easier if they just died?
Wouldn't it be easier if they were just killed?
Cutting to the quick. Superman stops the robots. He never really ends the Freedom League, except for the fact that they all die anyway. So that's taken care of. But
Does he agonize over the fact that they died and he couldn't save them?
No. It's also like vaguely connected to like the Middle East and oil and stuff because they're attacking financial centers. So yeah, okay.
Right.
While Superman
Topical.
is fighting these robots, Hamilton is trying to get people to pay attention to his magnetic defense system.
Sure.
And so like Luthor calls him, he meets with Luthor. Luthor's like, you developed this with technology from LexCorp, so technically I own your technology, so hand it over. And Hamilton's like, I spent 28 years making this thing without you. And he's like, yes, and you spent 6 weeks at LexCorp, and because of that, I own all of it. And ain't that just the tits? Eat it. That's American commerce at work. You want to blame something, blame capitalism, dipshit. So
That's how
he's like,
Dad did
fuck.
it. That's how I did it.
And it's worked out pretty well so far. For me, a megalomaniacal. So Hamilton gets approached by other people, like another company, and he's like, no, Luthor already threatened to ruin me, and now I'm even worse off than I was before. And they're like, no, there's practical applications, and this thing works, so we're in, and we're gonna help you, and we're gonna do this. And so he does another demonstration that's equally dangerous as the one that he did on Clark, and the guy dies. Like, he doesn't get shot, he just dies in it. Like, he explodes or whatever. He burns.
What?
And it's just like, they're like, that did not work, and you're ruined. And he's like, so he just bails. He just grabs the machine and runs away. And he's like, okay, so I'm more desperate than I've ever been, and I thought I was the most desperate I've ever been 2 desperations ago. And so what he ends up doing is Superman's fighting the big robot. This is the biggest of the robots.
This one's even bigger.
And what
Crushing a car.
Yeah. So Superman's fighting the robot, and Hamilton shows up. He's like, I got my machine. The machine's the size of like a motorcycle. And he's like, Superman, wait a minute, I got the machine. And he's like, Hamilton, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing with your big machine?
Wow, Superman knows who I am.
What? Wait, that way you know.
I know everybody. I memorized the whole phone book, blah, blah, blah. My photographic memory.
Doesn't come up. So Hamilton's like, you're having a big fight that could destroy the city. I'll contain you in my magnetic field. That way everybody wins. You save the city, and I prove that my machine is useful. So and Clark's like, don't do that. You'll die or something. Like, I can't bother with you.
Right,
so
I can't protect you from your machine blowing up or whatever.
But
I'm too
the problem
busy.
is the machine does work, and there's absolute practical application for it.
Right.
And
He's right. Everyone should be all over this
machine, but no one is, inexplicably. Except for the company that was totally into it, but he killed a guy with it. Except he didn't, because that company that went to Hamilton is actually owned by Luthor, and Luthor was just trying to get the machine another way. And he killed that guy to make Hamilton think that his machine was worthless anyway, so maybe he'd throw it in the garbage or something. So, like,
but he didn't count
it's
on
all
how
horseshit.
unethical Hamilton is and how he
He did
continued
not
to
count on
pursue
crazy
this
Hamilton.
dangerous
He's
technology.
like the Fiddleford McGucket of this universe.
So Hamilton contains Superman and the machine in the field. He successfully does this. Superman saves the day. Those people do die, though. And then,
Well, their fate was sealed when they got
everyone
inside.
comes out of the city and they're like, hooray for Superman. And Hamilton's like, and my machine. And like, shut up, old man. And they move out of his way. He's like, they didn't pay attention to me. So then he grabs what he refers to as like a strumpet. Now that could be just what Hamilton thinks young women of the time are, or
Hamilton's like,
a sex worker.
Hamilton's like, here's the thing. I'm actually a time traveler.
Right, like I'm from 1887.
I have to leave.
It's just like, I need to go back to my home
Sure as
world.
hell look like one, so that tracks.
Yeah, so Hamilton's like, Superman, I've set up this like stretch of Metropolis street to be filled with machines and stuff that are gonna attack you. And I'm on one end and you're on the other, and I have a gun, I'm gonna shoot this innocent girl unless you go through the gauntlet and fight my machine and get through my machine. Oh, my machine is also like, the magnetic barrier is gonna keep everything contained.
Right.
So
He's got this whole grid thing.
yeah, and he's like, well, the grid is the
magnetic field.
magnetic field.
Yeah.
So he's like, go through my thing or I'll kill this girl. Either the girl dies or you do. I'm sorry, I don't want to kill you. I actually like you very much, but I need my machine to be accepted by people, and it's not.
Right, and I figured the best way to do that would be to start taking hostages.
Yes. So Superman, he successfully goes through everything. He saves the girl. Hamilton goes to jail, and the whole book has been narrated by Hamilton. And so Hamilton goes to jail, and it turns out the whole book has been narrated by Hamilton talking to a nearby guard and explaining his situation and why you need to hear me and listen to me and understand my story. And the guard's like, I'm sorry, were you saying something? God. Hamilton.
Wait, this is a recurring character?
Yes, Hamilton goes to jail, but he is a genius.
Wow.
Am I wrong about Star Labs? Is it somebody else?
No.
How does he get out of this one?
Does he get
Conveniently.
Does he get Crisis?
Crisis happened already.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is-
a new
But
character.
like another
right after
Does he
Crisis.
get more crises?
No.
Yeah, do they crisis him again?
Listen,
They just forget about all this crap?
who helped get us to space? In another Action Comics by John Byrne, this time starring Superman and the Phantom Stranger.
How could you start this off with being like, let's deal with Metallo, a lesser known but fairly famous Superman
And a
villain?
great one to use in movies, by the way.
Yes, and then be like, other than Lex Luthor, don't expect anything else. Classically Superman.
Look, we can't use all the good stuff right up front. We
No.
gotta stretch
Could
it
you use
out.
any of it?
No.
We use Metallo.
Well, we will.
I didn't say that was good.
We're future-proofing our books.
And here's Cat Grant. She's gonna become
But then
a
you
staple.
then you
Lucky us.
killed Metallo.
No. You
What?
see,
Okay.
you see him
pulled him.
scream in pain.
Yeah.
You don't know that he's dead.
No, he's not. He has a backup generator in the back. They don't flip him over. They don't see the backup.
Right. Literally, the panel is
They don't
Clark
see
pulls it
it?
out, and he goes,
What?
"Rah!" And then you don't see Metallo again,
What?
and they never reference him. There's no way to know what happens
What?
to him.
I love the idea that he turns off like they took his batteries out. He's like, "Rap!"
Yeah.
Like, oh, great, he died.
What the hell kind of scientists are these?
Oh, dead ones. Remember, Vale's in space as a corpse.
Yeah. What happened to the scientist who
Oh, yeah.
made
Metallo?
Metallo? Why did he die?
Oh, Metallo's choked him to death.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm sorry. But did
Oh, yeah, I'm
Super-
sorry. No, I didn't even really get to that.
Yeah, no.
Metallo choked him to death.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Did Superman ever deal with the floating little island he
Presumably.
put in space?
Yeah, because we don't go back there.
Superman is fighting Aratha, and he's an old man because
Whoa,
her
I'm
magic
sorry.
staff can
Sorry,
drop
you don't
life
just get
essence
to
out of him.
drop. He's fighting who?
Aratha.
Well, that's what they did,
Because we've never heard of her before.
and you never will again.
Oh, great.
This is the debut of Aratha, who's
First and
actually
last
just
appearance of Aratha. Well, I can't even.
Aratha.
Aratha.
Actually, the book opens with the Phantom Stranger in. This is so funny and insulting. The Phantom Stranger is in a graveyard.
Sure.
And he's like, does the soil remember these horrible people? Like, Phantom Stranger is in a cemetery for bad people. Like,
You're
How
like
they
the
make
rudder
those?
remains of 100 evil men.
and all the names on the headstones are the people who worked on these comics. I'm sure Dick Giorgiano appreciates his headstone in a gravesite for the worst people humanity has to offer.
I mean, didn't he draw it?
I think he drew it before he decided what was happening. But it's a powerful image. It's Phantom Stranger being like, ho ho, lo, and you are welcomed to an episode of the Action Comics.
Right.
Whatever.
This is your indication that there's going to be like magic and stuff in this one.
Yes.
And then Aratha.
Yes.
Aratha. Who is magic?
Who's like some sort of bug themed.
Sure,
thing.
whatever. She's got a magic staff and she can draw power from Superman. Superman discovers, as he's an old man.
Is he weak to magic? Is he weak to magic in this?
He is, but he's already established it at some other indeterminate period. And so he's like, wait, I'm weak. Because Phantom Stranger later is like, I need your help. And he's like, you're a magic guy. I'm as weak to magic as humans are to like bullets and fire and stuff. Hard pass. And Phantom Stranger's like, motherfucker, you don't get the hard pass on me, man. I'm Phantom Stranger, bitch. You're coming with me whether you like it or not. Because you are weak to magic, so let's go. So then he goes anyway. And Superman's like, shit. And I remember like being introduced to Superman around the time of the death of Superman. And if you go back or after, Superman is kind of a short fuse. Which is not what I know Superman to be.
Yeah.
Like, he learns patience after his death. It's like his death kind of softened him a little bit. Because
He's
Superman
like, well, I've
has...
already faced the scariest thing ever.
Yeah, so now I can really ease into, like,
it's
you know,
kinda
the rest
relax,
of it.
yeah.
Because it
Except
really
it's
does
not.
relax. Because previous Superman, it's like, woof. Like, he's like, get the fuck out of here, stranger. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like a colleague, man.
Well, yeah, but I will say, like, people give Superman a lot of shit. You know, he's like constantly dealing with people who are trying to kill him.
Yeah, for no good reason. Like, Aratha's attacking him because, like, he's the most powerful person in the room.
Yeah, and if I was Superman, I'd be like, I'm not dealing with you.
Right.
You are a loser.
Yeah, well, because
Leave
Superman
me the
goes back to
fuck
his apartment and Phantom Stranger's just there, and he's like, hello. Superman's like,
breaking into my place? What is
I didn't
this?
break anything. I'm the Phantom Stranger. I teleported here, man. Come on.
It's an invasion.
Well, I'm Judas Iscariot.
What?
That's right. The true identity, probably, of the Phantom Stranger is Judas, and he's been punished, so he's doomed to be the Phantom Stranger.
He's doomed to
for his betrayal
go
of
around
Jesus.
with superheroes.
Yeah. Oh darn! He gets to look rad and hang out with the Justice League.
Yeah, what a punishment.
Aratha is truly just some lady named Barbara Kowalski. Barbara Kowalski somehow comes in contact with this evil gemstone and becomes Aratha and makes a staff out of it and attacks Superman. All in media res, we don't see any of that. We just see Superman fight Aratha, and then Superman realizes that aggression is what the staff is drawing his power from. So when he stopped being, when he calmed down and faced her with passivity, then she lost her power. He took her staff, and she became lowly Barbara Kowalski again, and he got his powers back. So then he goes back to his apartment. Phantom Stranger's there, and he's like, "You had a crazy adventure with Aratha, a character who was named for this story and never appears again. And it's related to the thing I need you for later." And he's like, "I don't want to have anything to do with it." Because when Kowalski Aratha is defeated, the gem reverts back to a gem and it fires far, far away, and it lands in that grave site that Phantom Stranger opened the book with.
Okay.
And the gemstone draws all the evil power. Does the soil remember all the evil deeds? Sure it does.
I feel like Phantom Stranger kind of saw this coming and should have
Yes, he did.
done his job.
I'm doing my job. I'm going to do my job. This is Action Comics starring Phantom Stranger and Superman. They both have a job to do. Phantom Stranger is not outsourcing Superman.
I'ma just say, and you could have just been like, "Oh, got it."
Oh, well, that's not how that works. I don't do that. I don't do direct conflict. So
I'm just very conflict avoidant.
yes. So the gem makes a big muck monster out of the ground and half-remembered evil misdeeds of the people from the
Shouldn't
cemetery.
there be like all sorts of corpses hanging out of this thing?
Presumably they are in there, but also
Well, they're so decayed, they're just dirt at
it's
this
just
point.
dirt. The soil is all that's left of them. And so there's this big, horrible monster made of cemetery soil that is making its way towards the city. And Superman's like, "What the fuck?"
Would you say it's making its way downtown?
I might suggest something like that. I think Vanessa Carlton might have something to say about that. Probably in the form of a C&D. But anyway, the muck monster is like, it's, you know what it's like? Or rather,
what
the
is it
thing
like,
that it is
Sal?
like is more like this is like that.
Uh-huh.
It's like Digger from Spider-Man.
Oh.
The Hulk corpse that's made of 12 dead mobsters.
Yes.
How they all become like kind of one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this giant monster is made up of like a bunch of horrible people who all don't regret any of the things they've done except that they are... Except dying and being treated like this. They're like, how dare you?
You know what you need?
You judge me for being a person. This is what humans are.
You know what you need? This doesn't need to be a Superman Phantom Stranger crossover. This needs to be a Superman Ghost Rider crossover.
Yeah. This is a Ghost Rider villain.
Where you're just like, "Superman, throw me at him." And I'll pen and stare him in the face.
Oh, well, yeah. Does it have eyes or does it just approximating them, though? In any case.
It doesn't matter. It's the souls that are
Does it
looking
have
out.
a face?
So, yeah.
That's
you
true.
see
He
right
looks
there.
I mean, if they
He looks
don't,
him
if they
in the
don't have
soul.
pathos, but I guess he'll make them feel it.
That's the thing, right? If there's anything within you, I'll draw it out of you.
Yeah.
Unless you're writing about me in the last 15 years, in which case it will never work on you. Because the Penestrator has been essentially completely nerfed. So Phantom Stranger enters the storm of the monster and finds within it like a plane of existence so that there's like a trial going on for the souls of these people.
Uh-huh.
And Phantom Stranger basically...
Superman's got the crap kicked out of him. And
Superman's fighting this monster storm, and Phantom Stranger has like a courtroom drama within it. That's the story.
this is Law and Order.
Yes, and
There you go.
That's right, Law and Order.
Yeah, it's
got the law part
freaking
inside
action comics, like Phantom Stranger, Superman, Law and Order.
Yes,
The two of them.
Yeah, Law and Order Action Comics edition. So, to cut to the
Doink
quick,
doink.
These guys are like they're dressing down Phantom Stranger. They're like, we have to rot here for all eternity. You get to live sort of a life. It's not fair.
Yeah. And he's like, "What are you talking about? You murdered people." Like, he then brings out their greatest victims And it's like, look at them. What do you have to say for yourselves? You know, and they're like, nothing. I do it again. I don't care. And he's like, you don't deserve.
I'll do it right now.
Yeah, right? So,
Wow.
anyway, Superman ends up.
What is the lesson here?
Well, we're not there yet.
There is no lesson.
Oh.
So Superman creates a trench to keep it from. Oh.
You know what he should do? He should put it in space.
Yeah, with the thing.
With the other land that he left
and it's
up
like,
there.
It's like solitary confinement.
Yeah, and eventually someone's going to be like, Superman, you have to stop
putting things in orbit.
You can't put
right
your garbage in our orbit.
Yeah.
You got to put it somewhere else.
So
We
Superman
need to put satellites and
realizes
stuff there.
that the monster he's fighting is drawing power and mass from the soil itself. And so he like brings it to an area where there isn't any. It's mostly just like asphalt. It needs to be dirt. Like soil.
Right, it needs dirt.
It needs nutrients. So since he gets to this area where there is none, it is stymied, and so it doesn't reach the city. Which, by the way, if it was coming to the city, it wouldn't be able to draw soil anyway, but whatever. So he isn't powerful enough to reach the city, and he's like frozen, and so Phantom Stranger is bought time so that he can complete the proceedings and judge the souls that are within it, and
So he's judging them?
more or less.
Right, they were like acting like they're
The
judging
victims?
him, but
Yeah.
he's like, that's not how this
That's
works.
not how this works. You don't have to
Guilty.
say. And so, you know, he brings out like all the victims, and then they just like dogpile on Phantom Stranger, and then the victims fight against their aggressors.
Oh.
And the overwhelming power of the like, and I don't even know if these are actually the victims, or if they're just like memories of the victims, or if they're just like shadows of the victims that the Phantom Stranger is showing them. But
What do you want to believe?
right, I mean, I don't
It's
really
whatever you
care.
want.
But they fight them, and then basically they're reduced to the crystal. Like they're reduced to nothing. And is it that Superman cut off their soil supply, and so they couldn't draw any more power from it, or what? But Phantom Stranger defeats the souls, but we still need to get rid of this. So Superman picks it up.
Oh no.
And puts it on a gravitational journey towards the sun.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, maybe he picks up that lab, that compound along
I
the way.
wish he passed it on the way.
He's like,
Where
"Ooh, let me
like,
grab that."
oh shit, this has been like 3 weeks. I forgot all about that thing. No,
Yeah, that guy's just out there,
yeah, right. 'Cause-
gnarled and dead, just
well, remember,
floating.
there's no like wind. It's not like he'd be picked up. Although
Yeah, there's no gravity. He's just.
Yeah.
But then again, so's the acid. The acid's eating everything in the
Oh
building.
my god!
Yep.
Oh my
Around there.
god! That acid is loose.
Yeah, that acid
Yep.
is just destroying the entire area. Superman's like, uh-oh.
This won't be a problem. Next time there's a satellite or manned mission ends up flying
There's
through
a
there.
glob of acid floating around space. So Phantom Stranger's like, all right, Superman, here's the crystal. You can break it now. And he's like, will do. Thanks for nothing, P.S. See you later. Wait, by the way, what happened today? Like, what was
What
this?
the crap was that?
And Phantom Stranger's like,
This is stuff that I deal with.
I'm
Just
not
a
at liberty to
typical
say.
Phantom Stranger
Yeah, you just,
adventure.
You're welcome.
Listen, you fight
What?
metallic guys and
And bald.
megalomaniacal rich people
Mm-hmm.
and other such things, and I do this.
And these are the adventures of Phantom Stranger. Would you like more of those?
No.
Okay.
Tiffany, the lesson of this story
Yeah.
is that we should not maintain graveyards filled with
bad people.
bad
With
people.
only bad people.
Because you can
We
see what
mitigate
happened
it.
here. They were all in one place, and
Yeah.
they.
We gotta cut it with a couple of like saints and volunteer.
So
work.
that bad practice that is occurring, I'm sure,
Oh, yeah.
needs to be stopped.
is, you know what? I can guarantee
What
we have
happens-
stopped doing
What
it
if we just salt
because
the
we
earth?
never started doing it.
Salt
Yeah,
the
just
earth
salt it.
around.
Oh. No, this Phantom Stranger does not go in for magic remedies like that. He's like, no, Superman, you gotta deal with these physical dirt flying around while I go fight a magic battle.
Uh-huh.
That's how we solve our
magic
problems. No
courtroom battle.
spells, none of that crap.
Cool.
It's good old-fashioned fake police work.
All in a day's work for Phantom Stranger.
I just go in, I yell at these souls, tell them they're bad,
Yep.
and they should feel bad.
Yep, and they don't, and then I'm like, all right, well, the Superman's gonna throw you into the sun. And he does. And there's
Great.
more to this book, but it's a Legends event crossover. We did Legends many years ago. There is a event within Superman that is a technical tie-in to Legends, and it's essentially Superman first facing Darkseid. And I was like, that's cool. That's an episode. I'm not wasting that on this bullshit. Stay tuned for that one in another few years.
Superman's behavior in this comic, he's such a chump.
Yeah.
Like, Phantom Stranger's like, Superman, you gotta act quickly now.
Okay.
You gotta break its contact with the Earth. And Superman's like, break? What do you... And then, he disappeared.
Oh.
Okay, well, best not to think about it. I guess I'll just hurl this mass into space. I guess this is what he meant. I'm not really sure. Like, Superman doesn't know what he's doing this whole book.
And then when he does it, Phantom Stranger's back. He's like, okay, good thing you did that. I just wanted to test to see if he'd listen to me.
Where did you go?
Yeah, we don't see. He's not doing anything important.
No, he already beat the Phantoms
So
at that point.
So he's like the Gandalf.
Yeah. Right. I have things to do.
I had to go away and do really important stuff on the other side of the universe for a minute.
Can I go with you?
No.
No, absolutely not.
Well, when are you gonna be back?
I don't know.
Indeterminate.
Soon.
But I will be back.
But
I will be back.
But I have to do this really hard thing in the meantime.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Without the aid of the wizard.
I believe in you.
Is that like a magic spell?
No. You'll find I'm short a lot of magic spells.
Oh.
So there you have it. Superman. The Vexing Adventures from John Byrne.
It was just a collection of random crap.
Yes. And it's available in the comments down below. So pick up a copy of Man of Steel by John Byrne, Jerry Ordway, Marv Wolfman, Dick Giordano. This volume, which is threatening to be called Volume 1. God only knows what's in the next one. But there's more to come, so make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, watch this episode. Of course, I don't know why I'm telling you that at the end of the episode. If you are watching this, you've already seen it. But watch it twice and tell your friends. But otherwise, we'll see you guys next time with another episode here on Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Tiffany.
Keep reading, and make sure to subscribe to youtube.com/ComicPop Returns.
This was not a strong start to post-crisis
No,
Superman.
it's like Man of Steel is pretty strong. Like I think it was a pretty strong.
It's a story.
It's just like, and then it just comes.
It's like, all right, now we're caught up to today. And here's some stupid, horrible adventures.
They're like, now we've got him.
We got him. Now I can get away. Like, what is it, a trick? Like, yes, I hate Superman. I've always hated this character, and I want to bury him. So I'm going to trick the largest. I can't convince an entire group of comic book fans to hate one character, but I can if I trick them into all reading this character and then rug pull them with bad stories. That's not how it works.
Why would you want to do that?
Why would you do that? It's just so elaborate.
It's just a little confusing, is all. So did we cover like sequentially?
Yes.
Like we didn't skip any stories.
Nope.
This is just how it's going. Like, okay, we just set up Superman. And
so what's his overarching like story?
Oh, that's not how it works.
He doesn't have one.
They don't do that yet.
I guess it's just Lex.
Yeah, Lex
is the bad guy.
And Lois. Superman
and he likes Lois. Yeah.
Superman pursues Lois.
Yeah, they don't. I guess you're right. In this point in time, it was just a bunch of one-off stories.
What's its character development?
It's just whatever happens. Just like whatever I think of.
It's whatever I think Superman should be like.
Yeah.